Okay, before I get into the nitty gritty about bullying and my experiences with it, let me just say one thing. If any of you are watching this video and are feeling lonely or excluded or anything of that kind of thing, I'll leave my Twitter and Discord in the description, and feel free to message me and have a chat. I may not be able to respond very quickly or even very often, but I'll try to have a solid conversation with you. Also, if any of you are being bullied or pressured to do something that you don't want to, then please, for the love of God, tell someone about it and get help from someone. Now that that is said and done, hello and welcome to the third episode of My Life Stories. If you haven't checked out the last two, be sure to go and do that. Today's video will be talking about my experiences with bullying. Bullying has happened to almost anyone and everyone in some way, but if somehow you have lived the perfect life and haven't had any experiences with bullying, let me enlighten you. Bullying, or to bully, is when someone seeks to harm another person, whether it be because of a statement they made, the background of the bullied or the bully, the looks of the bullied, or simply because the bully wishes to make them feel better by making the others feel less of themselves. In my lifetime I've had about 4 to 5, but this video will be only talking about 3 of them. The 3 I'll talk about today I had my main experiences with in primary school. I feel like all of my stories are in primary school. The first bully I'll talk about was the worst of the bunch. To keep their identity a bit of a secret, I'll call him Matt. Now Matt had mainly affected me in grade 5 because that's when I was in a class with him then. I'm not too sure about his backstory, but there was something definitely wrong up in the old noggin. Matt started picking on me mainly in one day. I was playing Tiggy around the school with a bunch of my friends, most of which in my class. I was running from someone who was it and managed to get away at the last second by cutting the corner, hiding at the top of the stairs in the dark section. After the person who was it ran past, I heard Matt talking to me. He was in the other corner of the stairs, playing by himself because he didn't really have any friends of his own to play with. He started to call me names and saying things like I was never going to make any true friends, that I should just give up and kill myself right then and there. Now, seeing as I was about 10 years at the time, I was very insecure about myself, and hearing him say those kinds of things just chipped away at me and made me feel kind of worthless. I started to cry about it, and he kept on saying things over and over and over again, until my best friend at the time, Tristan, came over and found me. God bless Tristan. He immediately saw what happened to me and took me away from Matt as soon as possible and began to reassure me about everything. Matt just even got up and started following us around, and even got to the point of taking swings and punches at Tristan. Matt ended up getting expelled after that, and I don't really know what else happened to him. Matt, if you're out there and somehow knows who you are, just, frack you, PG channel. And if Tristan is somehow watching this, God bless your soul, you beautiful being. The next bully I'm talking about was not the worst of the 3, but the main reason I hate her was because she picked on my sister at one point. For this video, we'll name her Steph, spelt weirdly. Now, Steph was the popular girl who had everyone wrapped around her finger. The one time that she picked on me was by saying I looked ugly and I was trash, but this is after I had experiences with Matt and the other bully, so I just shrugged it off. But my sister hadn't experienced that yet, so, well, at least I don't think so. The one time I saw her pick on my sister was after I'd just been told about the situation from my mum, and I was heading to class. I heard her starting to pick on my sister, so I just told Steph to screw off and mind her own business. Now, I don't think that was the complete end of it, but I wasn't there for most of it, and with the way my sister is today, I think she managed to get over it pretty well. Good on you, sis. The final bully is a bit of a feel-good bully. Now, I know that's basically impossible to happen, to have the words feel good and bully right next to each other in a sentence, but you'll see what I mean in the next minute. This person we'll call James for this video. Now, James was my most regular bully because I had him for 2 years of classes. Wouldn't be like him telling me to go kill myself like Matt, but it would be little things like leaving me out of popular guys games. Most of the times the things he did to me were small, and so small that he probably didn't even realize that I was doing bad things to me. I told my mum and dad about him a few times. Eventually my teacher even noticed and gave me a book on how to handle these kind of things. I don't think I even finished reading the book, but I read through most of it, and it certainly helped. It would say things like, the bully is normally bullying for attention from others, or to feel more important, and the best way to combat this is to give them no reactions whatsoever, make him feel unsatisfied with doing this. And I still think that is the best way to combat verbal and even possibly physical bullying. After learning this, I used it every time he did something bad to me, and it worked like an absolute charm. And after enduring 2 years of school with him, I was glad to never have to talk to him again. However, about 3 or 4 years passed since then. At this point, I'd been playing soccer for a fair few years and was about to start another year of it. This year we were going to get a few more players from other clubs, which wasn't such a new thing. And I'm sure you can see where I'm going to go with this one. One of the new people that was starting there was none other than James himself. I almost pooped in my undies when I saw him. I tried to stay as far away from him as possible the whole time. Managed to get through the 2-hour training session before James approached me. But then something I would never have guessed in a million years happened. He came over and immediately apologized for everything and anything he did to me during primary school. Turns out he realized that he was doing really bad things to me around the last few weeks of primary school and never got the chance to truly apologize for it. I forgave him for everything he did to me and we went our own ways, and thankfully he got placed on another team and I never saw him again. So if somehow you're watching this and you know I'm talking about you, James, thank you. Well, those were my 3 main bullies at primary school. I say again, if you're being emotionally or physically bullied, then please, for the love of God, get some help. Whether it be from a professional or just someone you can trust. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video about my bullying experiences. If you want to go down and hit that like and sub button, then that would be very grateful. Thanks for watching, and I'll hopefully see you next time. Bye!